top, I built my heart up, sitting on top, winning, but that ain't winning. I've chased all the good stuff, all the bad stuff, stuff the world calls living, but that ain't living.
That ain't living! We're talking about freedom today. Hi, Rick! So glad you're here.
Don't be nothing without
Here we go!
I wanna have it all, write my story anywhere I want. Everything will just fall apart if you waited, if you waited. I don't wanna give my pain, no, I don't wanna run this
Get up and dance with me, get your body moving.
if you waited.
Just for about a minute, and then we're gonna have some good things to talk about today.
If you waited. All that you want, all that you got, want my heart toward you. I want you to.
We're going to be talking about some awesome stuff today, important stuff. We're talking about freedom. Here we go.
I don't wanna give my pain, no, I don't wanna run this thing, 'cause I know it all ends the same if you waited, if you waited.
Good morning! All right, who do we got here today? Comment below if you're watching the replay. Day 5. It's Friday. I'm gonna wait just another moment while people get on. All right, let's do this. Let's do this today. That is so fun, starting our Facebook Lives. Who's here? I see several people here, so comment below. Sometimes the Facebook is a little bit late. Hi, yes, Ruth, I see you. I love that you're here. So I've been a fan myself. Woo, so good for the morning start. So today we are going to be talking about some really empowering information, because one of the things I hear so many from people is, once I have a little bit, something sweet, something salty, something not allowed, something unhealthy, then I just can't stop. And I feel like a sugar addict, or a food addict. And today, let's talk about that. Let's get real about it, because it's a huge thing. It's part of that all or nothing mentality. Hello, good morning. I see more people have joined us. Comment below if you're here and where you're listening from. And if you're watching the replay, click replay, and where you're from also. I'm so excited to be able to talk with you today. It's Friday, day 5 of our daily boosts. And we're going to be talking about why you crave to emotionally eat, even though you might say, I hate it that I emotionally eat. I hate this extra weight I might be carrying, and why it's not your fault that you can't stop the emotional eating, and how to get back in charge, not control, in charge of your eating. All right, I think I'm cooled down a little bit. Cold water. So let's talk about it. Okay, there are 5 puzzle pieces to healing emotional eating. And this is something that I discovered in my own journey with things that worked for me, as well as thousands of clients that I've worked with over the last 12 years, in reflecting back on the clients that had major success with healing emotional eating. What was the common denominator? What were the common denominator? And the 5 puzzle pieces to healing emotional eating is the answer. And so they are on my website. You're welcome to check those out, but we're going to be talking about those more in depth here. And so today, let's talk about why we crave. We talked already a little bit about the first puzzle piece, which is lifestyle mentality. We have to get out of the diet mentality in order to heal emotional eating. And what does that actually look like? We talked a little bit about that. in day 1 through 4. Today we're talking about another one, which is the physiological puzzle piece. This is a puzzle piece that most solutions out there are absolutely missing. And that's why it's not your fault. You need all 5 puzzle pieces to really heal emotional eating. And so if you're not having all 5 of those, you are only getting a halfway solution or a partial solution. So what does the physiological piece look like? There's many factors in it, but a big component that I've discovered with having extra training in amino acid therapy is that we actually deplete our neurotransmitters and our nutrients when we are in that diet cycle. So when we're going on a diet and we're really obsessive, we're stressing our body out. We're stressing our adrenal glands. We're stressing out, we're using up our neurotransmitters. So what are neurotransmitters? They are chemical messengers and chemicals in our brain that help us have emotional balance and resiliency. And through stress, they just naturally get depleted, which is why another puzzle piece that we'll be talking about later is another important key to not continuing to deplete them. But if we're not having balanced nutrition, that's also going to be a way that they're depleted. Now, why is that important? Well, when you eat a lot of sugar, or when you eat a lot of carbohydrates or fats, or we're eating foods that we know is not going to get us closer to where we want to be with our weight and our health and our eating, guess what? You're getting a dopamine hit, a serotonin hit. So when you have a lot of sugar or carbohydrates and you're emotionally eating, your brain is trying to help you. Your body is trying to help you say, okay, go this way to the food. Because last time we went to the food, we got a dopamine hit and a serotonin hit. And we're low on dopamine and serotonin and stressed out. And so we need more of that. So go this way to the food. So that's a big component of it, where I love working with clients through looking at many health questionnaires and their symptoms and personalizing for some clients a supplementation regimen that really helps to repair neurotransmitters and helps them feel better. And by doing so, then what ends up happening is those cravings for sugars and foods, they start to fall away. It's not the only answer, because remember, we have to have all 5 puzzle pieces. So we can't just take a supplement and emotional eating is going to be healed, or your cravings are just going to magically go away. It's a comprehensive all 5 puzzle pieces. Does everybody need supplements? No, not everybody does. But there are some people, if you really have a lot of cravings, the point I want you to know here is that you don't have to struggle. You don't have to fight yourself. You don't have to struggle. And by using the emotional tools that we've talked a little bit about already, and many more that we have in the Living Blissfully Healthy program, but also making sure that you're taking great care of your body with adding in some good nutrition and if possible and if needed, supplementation, that can really help you on the physiological point. Part of the dieting roller coaster also is many people may skip meals. And so if we skip meals, guess what? You're going to have your blood sugars go all over the place, cortisol levels all over the place, insulin levels all over the place. And when we have a drop in our blood sugar level, we don't really make good decisions here, right? We're making decisions because our body's saying, I need to get my blood sugar up. We might feel hangry, and at that state, we're just not going to make the best nutritional changes and choices. And so this is a really big piece of it. So the clients who really looked at this piece, in addition to the other 4 puzzle pieces, really had the most significant healing, because we want to get to the root of it. I want to give you an example. So let's just say you're tired all the time. You're tired all the time, and you bruise easily, and so you go to the doctor, they do a blood test, and they say, oh, Susie, you are low in iron. So awesome news. All you need to do is take this iron supplement, and now your symptoms are going to get better, right? Wonderful. Most people would say, okay, let's do it, because I want to feel better. I'm tired. It's the same thing with other parts, and supplements and or working with your doctor is something I love doing as well. But the point here is that when we get the right one or two things in our body, when we have nutritional deficiencies, you won't have those cravings. And it's different for everybody, but I'm very skilled in that, and it's absolutely incredible to see. So this is a huge missing component, and we need to support the whole body. You know, if you've got a gene SNP for MTHFR, you're going to have a really hard time with converting B12 and folate or folic acid, and so you need more of those methylated forms of those vitamins. Otherwise, you're going to have a chronic low-level vitamin B12 deficiency and folate deficiency, right? So these are just things that we can take a look at so you can be your best, so that you're not struggling. That is the thing I love doing with clients, is that you don't have to struggle. I do not think it is helpful, and I know this in my own personal experience too, to make things worse. So it needs to get worse before it gets better. That's the case for a lot of things in life, but I don't want you to feel more miserable while you're trying to heal emotional eating. That is only going to develop a negative association with trying to heal emotional eating. I want those cravings to fall away for you, and that can happen. So know that it's not going to be the same thing. It doesn't have to be the same thing with all the other diets you've tried or protocols you've tried. That's not what we do here. We do not do restriction. We do not do deprivation. We do not make it harder. We actually want you to be able to rise up with your emotional resiliency, because you're giving your body what it needs. And it makes this process so much more easier and doable. So I hope I'm getting my point across with that. Please comment below if you have any questions. I know this is a very controversial topic when we talk about supplements. It's very controversial, and I get that. But the truth is that some people really have significant nutritional deficiencies and neurotransmitter deficiencies, and we need to take a look at that, or adrenal insufficiencies. And so we need to take a look at that, and sometimes that is collaborating with your doctor as well. So you can just have everything that you need, and that's why sometimes craving food and feeling its unstoppable urges, because the physiological puzzle piece is very real. Your body is there for your survival, and if it's feeling and knowing that there's a nutrient deficiency, it's going to create cravings to go to certain foods to try to get the neurotransmitter hits or blood sugar levels elevated or nutrients that it needs. Our body is here, it's our friend, it's not our enemy, it's trying to protect us. So this, it's not your fault that you're struggling with emotional eating. It's emotional, it's very subconscious, and it's also physiological, and we need to take a look at all 5 puzzle pieces. So let me take another sip of water, which is, if you're also dehydrated, you're probably going to have sugar cravings. The next time that you are wanting something sweet to eat, maybe just have a good 16 ounces of water and see in 30 minutes if that makes it better for you, because we can also crave things for that reason. Okay, so are you ready to hear the top 4 most addicting foods? I am going to tell you the top 4 most addicting foods. So comment below, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart if you're ready to hear which foods those are. Which foods might they be? Blissfully Healthy ladies, if you're watching the replay, what do you think they are? You know you've heard me say these before. Which ones are they? Okay, drum roll please. The top 4 most addicting foods are you ready for it? Tell me already, Emmie. I mean, seriously, come on, Coach Emmie. Okay, they are every one you restrict. So when we are restricting our foods, now we want them more. Now I'm not allowed to have cucumbers on my new diet. Guess what? I have a hankering for cucumbers. Or I'm not allowed to have cheese on my new diet. Well, awesome. Now I have cravings for cheese, let's say. anytime there's restriction, there will always be a backlash. And my point in sharing this here with you guys today is that more control is not going to bring you freedom around food, which is why I played that song this morning. It's because we could be chasing after the good things and the bad things, but that's not really winning. You know, it's not really living in that obsession. And we want you to lose the cravings, not fight them, release them. That's one of my sayings that I've created, is that healing emotional eating is not about controlling the emotional eating behavior. There is no freedom in trying to control. There will never be freedom in trying to control. I would love for you to say it with me here. I cannot get my safety from control. Say it with me. I cannot get my safety or pleasure or freedom from control, especially controlling food. It's not real freedom around food. It's not real freedom, you know? So I hope that helps today. I could go on and on because I absolutely love what I do, and this process absolutely works. My point is that I just want you to take the shame off. If you've been struggling for decades like I did, if you have tried everything under the sun, even if you have tried everything under the sun, you are not a lost cause. You just did not get all of the 5 puzzle pieces that are needed to truly heal emotional eating. And that's the biggest takeaway I want you to have today. And before I leave you guys today for this morning boost on Friday, I have one more thing I want to share with you. I just want to point you to some other free resources that you have available that I love offering. And one of those is the 30 Days of Daily Boosts. It will absolutely change your mindset around food, and it's absolutely free. You can click the link below and sign up for that, and you'll get a daily email from me every single morning. Check your junk mail if you can't find it. And you can whitelist it, but it's like my workbook that I've created, but you get micro doses of it every single morning, and there are questions in it, and you can use it as journaling prompts, but it really is an amazing thing that I poured my heart out. I wrote every single word in it myself, of course. So that is a free resource for you. And then the second thing is if you would like to try this whole Blissfully Healthy thing and learn more about the specific supplements that might be helpful to you, and more emotional tools and the mindset, and also have a 1-hour private session with me to get your specific game plan put into place, you could click the link there for the $97 Jumpstart Your Mindset 30-day program, and you'll have the first 2 modules of my Living Blissfully Healthy program and workbook, as well as a private session with me and a food prep session that I'm going to be doing also here in January. So I'd love for you to join us. So the last thing I really just wanted to bring home to you is that let go of that need to control. I know that there might be this feeling of, I gotta lose weight, I gotta get back in control of my food, I gotta lose weight. And I really want to invite you to have compassion for yourself. The emotional eating behavior and the weight, if you're carrying extra weight, because some people struggle with emotional eating, and it's not a weight thing, because emotional eating does not discriminate. It can be somebody who looks healthy and they can struggle with emotional eating. So if you're panicked around weight, if you're panicked around your food, this is a huge piece I'm going to leave you with. So I hope that this helps you today. Have compassion for yourself. Stop the inner beating yourself up, because you cannot hate yourself thin. Instead, it's just going to make you struggle more because you're causing yourself more distress. Remember, the emotional eating behavior has been there in a way to help you survive, emotionally survive on some level. So have compassion for that part of you that really needed that type of behavior to help you survive. You're not wrong. Your brain has just been trying to be here to help you. And now you're ready to let go and release that emotional eating behavior one step at a time. And it starts with having compassion and actually gratitude for the behavior. Thank goodness I found emotional eating to help me, because you know what? I could have done, I could have been a criminal. I could have become violent. I could have, become something much more detrimental to me and to society. But I didn't do that. I chose to turn to food to try to self-soothe. Okay, fabulous. So have gratitude. Thank you, emotional eating. Thank you, extra weight, for trying to be here to protect me, to keep me safe, to try to nurture myself. Okay, I have compassion and gratitude for the behavior. And now I'm ready to take deeper, better care of myself and to release this behavior because it's no longer serving me. So try that on this weekend. Friday's a really tough day for emotional eaters, so be careful and think about what you're thinking and go back to the spa tool that I shared. I think that was day 2 to help you through this weekend. So tell me what your biggest takeaway is. Comment below, and if you're watching the replay, click replay, and also I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer, I am going to be doing a couple Ask Me Anything Facebook Lives, and I would love to be able to connect with you about that. So you can leave those questions down below as well, or send me a private message on my contact page at blissfullyhealthy.com. So let's say it together as we end today. You are invited to stop dieting and start living, because a blissfully healthy lifestyle does not have an expiration date. And you are worth it. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see y'all dancing happy on Monday morning. Have a good weekend. Bye.